Okay, I am back with another Survivor video. I did one a couple years back talking about the 40th season winners at War and previous winners who didn't make it that I would have liked to have seen come back. And recently, about a week ago, a video was uploaded as our first, preview for season 44. And it gave me an idea to do a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. See, one thing I've always wondered when watching Survivor is what is the worst of these two options? Either being the first person voted out, or being voted out one vote before making the merge, making it to the jury. Sometimes it's the vote right before the merge, or sometimes it's the vote right at the merge. But I've always wondered, if you're the first person out, sure you don't get to make it that far, you don't experience that much of the game, but you're at least out early so you don't have to suffer as much as, say, the person who was voted out one vote to the jury, because everyone who's voted out from the jury stays at Ponderosa, but everyone voted out before that is sequestered somewhere else. So what's worse, being there for just 3 days and then not making it to the jury, or being there for, say, 13, 15, sometimes 17 days and then not make it to the jury? So I decided to do a kind of what-if hypothetical Survivor season of what if, essentially, we had a Survivor, one vote prior to making to the jury vote-off season. I know it's not the best way to word it. I'll probably title it something a little different whenever I upload to YouTube. So what I did was I looked through all 43 seasons of Survivor and found all the contestants who were voted out one vote before making to the jury. So for example, from Survivor Season 1, Borneo, this was Gretchen. And from the most recent season, Season 43, this was Dwight. These were all the people that were voted out one vote before making it to the jury. So I made a list of every single contestant, which was about 40 people, because there were some times where that person happened to be in there twice. And so I made a few rules. One, I knew going in, I decided since the last 3 seasons were 18 contestants, I would pick 9 men and 9 women. But with over 40 people, I said to myself, anyone who's already played the game at least once. So say they were this person one vote shy of the jury the first time, then came back, or they were a returning contestant who was voted out one vote prior to making it to the jury the second time, I decided not to include them. Additionally, there were a couple contestants who had died, so obviously can't include them. So taking all of them out, it went from about 40 people to about 25. So I eliminated about a third of the contestants right off the bat. So that left 10 men and 15 women. So I just picked from the 10 men, 9 I would have liked to seen. Women was a little bit harder because there were 15, so I basically had to take out about a third of them. So in the end, I chose 9 men and 9 women who were all one vote shy of making it to the jury from all throughout Survivor. And I wanted to have a good blend of people from different eras of Survivor, different ages as well. So a lot of young people, but a lot of older people. Now keep in mind, some of these people hadn't played in 10, 15, some cases 20 years, so they've obviously aged a bit as well. I had to take that into account as well. So this is just me going through all 18 contestants I would bring back for this hypothetical season of Survivor contestants to return, and just my reasoning for why I'd bring each one back. So I'm just going to go through each one very quickly. Alright, so number 1 would be Gretchen Cordy from Survivor Borneo. She was the very first one vote prior to making to the jury vote-off. When the tribes merged, it was 5-5, but she was seen as the leader and the biggest physical threat. So while everyone in her tribe kind of voted differently, I think 3 or 4 people from the other tribe all voted for her. So she didn't get a majority of the vote, but she got a plurality. And like I said, she was the first person to have this title. Now, in 2023, she would be the oldest contestant I bring back at 60 years old. So that was something I had to take into account, like I said, with age. But since she was the first one, I figured I'd give the exception to her. Alright, next. Clarence Black from Survivor Africa. There was a bit of a tribe swap that kind of affected the numbers early on. This was the first season to do a tribe swap. And when the merge happened, it was, I think, 10 people. But he was seen as the biggest physical threat, so I think a majority of people voted him out. But he was kind of aware of that, so I think social game and physical game, they decided to get rid of him, so he was just shy of making it to the jury. Next up, I'd skip a few seasons because there were a lot of people that come back at one point or another later. So we'd get to Rory Freeman from Survivor Vanuatu. Vanuatu is one of my personal favorite seasons, and I really liked this guy when he was on. So there was a tribe swap, and then the merge resulted in a 6-4 women to men. And I guess this was like the first season where all the women said, let's kick out all the men so we can guarantee a woman wins. So even though he had been on the merge swap, or the tribe swap that had majority women, ultimately they decided to take him out first. So I really liked him, really liked the season, would really like to see him come back. Alright, number 4, Nick Stanbury from Survivor Panama Exile Island. Similar story. There was a tribes merge with 6-4, and Nick was seen as the biggest physical threat of the four. Because Terry Dietz won immunity, they said, well, let's all vote out Nick. Exile Island, another personal favorite season of mine. So I said I'd want to bring Nick back as well because of that. Alright, next one. Jessica Flicka Smith from Survivor Cook Islands. She was the 8th vote off, but her season, Cook Islands, was the first season to do a jury of 9 with a final of 3. The first 12 seasons, regardless of how many tribes or how many people they had, it was always a final 11. 7 made the jury, final 9, where 7 made the jury and 2 made it to the finals. So Cook Islands was the first season that changed this, and there was like no hint it was going to happen. So I really like Cook Islands as well, so that's why I bring back Jessica for the season as well. All right, number, I think it's 6. Yeah, 6th person I bring back would be Anthony Robinson from Survivor Fiji. Now, see, Fiji was one of the few seasons I actually stopped watching. There was a period where I didn't watch like 3 or 4 seasons, I think. For whatever reason, I don't remember why I did. But I rewatched Fiji, and I liked Anthony on this one, in this season. But there was a tribe swap that resulted in him being on the bottom of that tribe. So ultimately he was taken out. So not much to say for a few of these people. But like I said, there were only 10 men, and I needed 9. So I'd bring back Anthony as one of those 9. All right, next from Survivor China would be Sharia Lloyd. Sharia was a physical threat, pretty strong female player, but another tribe swap put her on the bottom. That kind of happens with quite a few of these, actually. Tribe swaps kind of change up the numbers, and they just fall short making it to the jury. So that's why I'd bring her back as well. China, another season I didn't watch when it was on, but rewatching it, thought it was okay. All right, next from Survivor Tocantins, the Brazilian Highlands, we'd have Joe Dowdle. I think that's how you say his name. Technically, he's one of the few exceptions to this rule for the season in that he technically wasn't voted out, 1 vote to the jury, but he was medically evacuated, just shy of making it to the jury, because the tribes had already merged, but he was medically evacuated. If he hadn't been evacuated, he might have been voted out. He might not have. I don't know. But again, technically he was eliminated just shy of joining the jury, so that's why I'd include him. Like I said, there's a couple other exceptions, but he was that were on the list that I decided to include anyway, because it was his first time playing. But again, medically evacuated just before joining the jury. All right, next up, Liz Kim from Survivor Samoa. So she was on the tribe Foa. They lost, I think, almost every single challenge. I think they only won once or twice before the merge. And so I think there were just 5 people left on her tribe, and I guess they decided to just take her out. Like I said, there were a lot more women than men, but there were still only about half of them that I really wanted to see back, so I just kind of had to pick a few from there. So I felt that she deserved to come back just because of bad luck being on a tribe where she didn't get a chance to really make it that far. And like I said, just 1 vote to the merge and 1 vote to being on the jury. All right, next up, Michaela Ringel. Now, she's another one of the exceptions, kind of. So in Michaela's season, South Pacific, it was one of the few seasons where they did the Redemption Island twist, where contestants voted out, don't immediately go home, they get a chance to come back in. Now, technically, she was the last person voted out. Well, no, there was one more person voted out after her, but they won the Redemption Island duel and came back in. So her and everyone voted out before her did not make it to the jury because they had all been voted out and lost the Redemption Island duels. So I'd bring Michaela back. But also one thing to mention about Michaela is that Survivor Cambodia Second Chance, 32 contestants, Americans could vote to bring back for that season. She was on the list of contestants to come back, but she did not get enough votes to come back. So that was another reason why I wanted to include her. Because again, technically, she wasn't the last person voted out before the jury formed, because someone was voted out after her, but that person came back because of the duel. So that's why I included Michaela on this list. Alright, so again, that's another exception, but I felt it was important to at least mention it here. Alright, next up, I bring back Alexis Maxwell from Brains, Brawn, and Beauty. Another season I really like. So there was another tribe swap right around... Oh, sorry. There was a tribe swap earlier before the merge, and I guess because of that, she was seen as a threat because she might flip back to the previous tribe she had been on at the merge. So ultimately, she got voted out. Another season I really liked, and I did feel a little sorry that she got voted out. I kind of liked her when it was on. And there were a lot of really good contestants. I mean, I think 3 of them were on the list for Cambodia. Sadly, she wasn't. I would have liked to have seen her come back there. So I really would like to see her come back again for this hypothetical season. Next, we have Kelly Remington from Survivor Worlds Apart, White Collar, Blue Collar, and No Collar. In Kelly's case, she was someone who got voted. She didn't actually get voted out right before the jury formed. Someone else played a hidden immunity idol, and they got a majority of the votes. And then after the votes were read, she had the most of the votes that were left, so she got voted out. And it's always kind of heartbreaking to see someone you like, or at least someone that you really wanted to see get eliminated, but they played the idol, and so they're safe. In this case, she probably would have not been voted out if they hadn't played that idol, and I would like to see her come back as well, give her another chance. All right, next we have Peter Bagenstos, I think that's how you say his name, from Karong, Brains, Brawn, and Beauty. It was the one in Cambodia, the other one was Philippines. So in this season, there was another tribe swap. Again, a lot of tribe swaps really hurt a lot of contestants right before the merge. So there was a tribe swap, and actually, I guess, right at the tribal, Peter got flipped on, or his ally Aubrey flipped on him in a blind slide, excuse me. So really liked him, liked to see him come back. But again, there were only 10 men, so he was like one of the last ones I included on the list because it was only one other guy I had to leave off the list. Next we had Bradley Klahingi, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, from Ghost Island. I think Ghost Island got a little too much hate as a season. It seems like it's not one of the more, I guess, popular seasons. I liked it, and I thought Bradley was an okay contestant. So basically, after a tribe swap, another one of these, all of his allies flipped on him, so basically he got voted out right before the jury formed on that season, so I'd like to see him come back. Next, we have Larissa Torres from David and Goliath, another season I really liked, and so essentially she had an alliance of 4 that had lost went to tribal several times, and when it was just her and her 3 allies left, she ultimately was the one who got voted out. But all 3 of her allies ended up making it to the final tribal council. And it's just kind of sad when you realize that. She was 1 vote away from making it to the jury, and all 3 of the people who voted for her are the ones who made it to the end of the game. So, another season I really liked, and I really felt sorry for Larissa, so I'd bring her back. Alright, next, we're almost done here. This is number 18, Jason Linden from Survivor Island of the Idols. In Jason's case, he was very close allies with, I forgot her name, the girl who made it to the final that season, but he kind of isolated himself looking for an idol on the very first day. Oh, Nora, that was her name, Nora. He was really close allies with Nora, but he kind of isolated himself when he tried to find the hidden immunity idol on the first day. But then, big shock, another tribe swap, and then at the tribal council where he was voted off, someone blocked his vote, so he couldn't vote that tribal, and then enough people voted for him that he got voted out. So, like the guy, like to see him come back. Alright, number 19, the last woman on the list would be Sydney Siegel from Survivor 41. So, in Survivor 41, her tribe had won, I think, every challenge, or almost every challenge before the merge, so she never went to tribal council at all. But there was a bit of a twist with the merge being formed that only half the people were safe, the other half weren't. And so she decided to do her shot in the dark, in order to risk her vote in order to get an immunity. She didn't get it, and then with all the votes being split, ultimately she ended up getting enough votes to get voted out. Again, not a majority, but a plurality from the votes being split. So I'd bring her back. And number 18, the most recent season, season 43, would be Dwight Moore. So like I said, he's the most recent, 1 vote prior to joining the jury vote off. Essentially, someone had a steal an advantage or steal an idol clue. So everyone who had clues and advantages kind of swapped them around. So Janine, who had an idol, gave it to Dwight, but then right before tribal, Dwight gave it to Jesse, who was probably my personal favorite person to make it that season to the finals. Really wanted him to win. He didn't, though, sadly. But yeah, so Dwight gave his idol to Jesse, or gave Janine's idol to Jesse, and then everyone flipped. I guess after everything going crazy with that idol, enough people flipped onto Dwight, and then ultimately he got voted out. But everyone, including Janine, thought Dwight was voted out with Janine's idol. So that was actually a pretty cool twist that happened when Jesse played the idol in the second to last tribal, I think, is what it was. So, like I said, he's the most recent one, and he makes 9 men and 18 people total. So, there we go. That is my cast that I bring back for this hypothetical season of contestants who were voted out, 1 vote away from making it to the jury of Survivor season. Again, I'm going to try and come up with a better name whenever I upload to YouTube. But yeah, that's what I think. That's basically how I'd have it go. I might do another one of these in the near future, maybe the next month or so. First contestant voted out. I originally was going to do that first, but then when I saw the trailer for the new season of Survivor 44, I thought, you know what, actually I think I'll do this one first, and then do the first vote out season later on. But yeah, so that's my, I guess, cast I do for this kind of season. Let me know what you think. If someone out there who watches my content either knows or works for Survivor, and they want to do a potential season like this in the future, let them know. Because I think this is like a potential, I guess, returning contestant season that they haven't really done before. It's something different, and I just think it would be something pretty cool to see. And then, like I said, going back to the very beginning of this video, what's worse, being one vote away from the jury or being first out? It's like, what's the lesser of two evils in that case? So it would be interesting to see contestants who were voted out like this come back and then maybe get a chance to talk about it. And one last little thing I want to bring up. I get it because of COVID and a lot of other things. They've been going to Fiji for the last, like, 7 seasons now. They really need to go somewhere other than Fiji. I really like Survivor, but that's, like, my one nitpick with the show. They really need to start going to new locations, or even locations they've been to before, like Panama, Brazil, the Philippines, just somewhere other than Fiji. Little bit off topic there, not really a rant, but just something I wanted to just bring up. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think of this cast. Is there someone I left off you would have preferred to be brought back? Do you think Survivor shouldn't do this? Do you think it's a bad idea? Are there locations that Survivor's been to that you'd like to see them go back to, or a place they have never gone to you'd like to see them go to? Just let me know what you think in the comments, and like I said, hopefully I'll get back with that first vote out season in the near future, and other great content in the near future as well. Alright, that's all I gotta say. Take care.